Good morning. Welcome to the Owatonna Today show. My name is Mary McCartney. I'm your guest host for today's show. We're so glad you joined us on this beautiful Monday, July 30th, 2012 in Owatonna. Owatonna Today show can be seen 6 days a week on cable, Charter Channel 8, and the show can also be found on the internet on YouTube, Blip TV, and Facebook. Or do a Google search to find us. Like us on Facebook, and you'll receive a direct link to each new show on your Facebook page. Owatonna Today show always welcomes your comments about your show, and we're always looking for ideas for show topics, guests. We just have a wealth of resources out there in the community. You can contact Owatonna Today show via email at owatonnatoday@charter.net, or by calling the show's producer, Leanne Alt, at 390-5751, and that number will scroll through. We have a great show for you today. I'm really looking forward to doing these interviews. Our guests in the studio today are Jerry Carstensen with the Elks Car Show and the National Trappers Convention, Jade Jeremy and Rusty Cumberland. Right now, we'll take a quick break to hear from our supporters, and we'll be right back with our first guest, Jerry Carstensen.
Hello, I'm Shawn McNulty with Brookdale Senior Living, Sterling House in Clarebridge, and we're a proud sponsor of the Owatonna Today show.
I needed more than just another dead-end job. I wanted a career, so I expressed myself.
With the kids off to college, I decided it was time for me to go back to work and express myself.
Express got me in touch with some really great companies. Now, I'm on my way to a great career.
Express Employment Professionals is in contact with thousands of companies in need of quality employees. Come in now and get the job you deserve.
Express yourself today.
Hi, I'm Dr. Beth Giltfett of Horizon Eye Care Professionals. Eye care you can trust. We're proud supporters of Owatonna Today.
Welcome back to the Owatonna Today show. We have with us today Jerry Carstensen.
Good morning.
Good morning and welcome.
Thank you.
And tell us why you are here.
I was invited here to talk to you all this morning about the upcoming Elks Car Show. And that comes up this coming Saturday. And so I'd just like to kind of cover what the show is, what we do, and how the show got started.
Great. Okay, so go over the particulars first.
All right.
This Saturday is August?
August 4th. It's this will be the 11th annual Elks Car Show, and it's always held the first Saturday of August.
Okay.
And so we try to keep the date consistent on that. And the show runs from 9 in the morning until 2 in the afternoon, and it's held by the Elks Club in downtown Owatonna, but what we have been able to do is to block off that whole street, Vine Street, all the way from Cedar to Elm. Okay. And so the city has allowed us to do that. We get a special permit request for that. And then we've got a lot of room for all the cars to be displayed there.
Oh, boy. Okay, so 11th annual. So this is a staple in Owatonna.
It is, yes.
Saturday, August 4th, 9 to 2. And I see it is rain or shine.
It is rain, and interestingly enough, we've had more rain than shine. Out of the last 10, I think it's been 6 out of 10 it's rained. So we always like to say the farmers like us because they got a good chance of getting rain on that day. But even the days that it has rained, it hasn't been a washout, maybe a little sprinkle in the morning. And that's why we call it kind of show and shine. You know, the cars have gotten wet before, so that's worked out pretty good.
Okay.
It does affect attendance, though, as far as the cars that come. We've had as few as 50, but that was on really a washout day, and maybe as much as 110 or 115 cars, and then also motorcycles too.
110
Yeah.
cars. Oh. And what are some of the categories of the cars?
Well, when the show first started, in fact, in a lot of car shows, what they would do is they'd break it down by classes, and by class it'd be like maybe a muscle car or 55, 6, 7 Chevrolet or convertibles. What we found over the years is that every year it changes, and so it's kind of hard to predict who's going to show up. So what a lot of shows have been doing, and what we've done the last couple of years, which has really worked out well, is we just have the top 30. And so whatever car it is, if it's a 48 Packard or a newer model Chevrolet Corvette, if it's voted as one of those, we give out the top 30 awards.
Okay.
So it's been just, I think the participants like that a little better too.
Okay.
So, and then we do have some special awards. So besides the top 30, we've got the top 3 motorcycles. And then there are special awards like Best Engine, Best Interior. There's a Mayor's Award. And then there's a total of 44 awards altogether. And one of the awards, which I think is a very nice one, is besides the cars that attend, it's also the local public. They can come and view the cars. Okay. And so then we have what we call People's Choice. People's Choice. So they get to vote for that. Mm-hmm.
Great. So you said it affects the attendance. I would have assumed that people have to, apply far in advance, and obviously I don't know too much about car shows, but I'm very, very intrigued.
You mean as far as the cars that are going to be there?
The cars that are going to be on display.
Some shows, and we still do that to some extent. You can pre-register for the show, but a lot of people really don't know until they get closer to the end of that week, as far as what their activities are going to be. So we just kind of get everything ready, cross our fingers, and watch the cars come in. So,
okay, you're there, and they will show.
We're ready.
They will show up. What is the history of the show? Why is the Elks sponsoring a car show?
Good question. This started, if this is 11th, so it'd be about 10 years ago that Dan and Charlie Jarvie, who are members of the Elks, they had a relative that had Lou Gehrig's disease. And so they just wanted to do something to kind of raise some funds for that organization, and a lot of people are interested in cars, and so we thought, well, hey, let's start a car show, and so we kind of put one together. There's a core of about 4 or 5 of us that kind of work the show, but we've got so many great people that volunteer to help us out. And so the first year was a successful year. Every year you learn a little bit as far as what to do. And so over the last 10 years, we've raised a little bit over $25,000.
$25,000.
Yeah, so everything that we raise as far as from the show goes to ALS, and it does go to the Minnesota chapter. So one of the awards is the ALS award. They'll have a representative there to select a car, and then they give out an award for that also.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And is there an admission charge?
For the cars, there is a $10 fee, and so that that covers the car to come in. We used to have, I believe it was a $2 charge for spectators to come in. What we decided a couple years ago was just to go to, I guess you'd call it a free will. And interestingly enough, since we've gone to that, we've actually collected more at the gates than when we had the $2 charge.
Okay.
And so the funds come from the car show participants, from the spectators. We have a silent auction. We have about 39 sponsors for the show, and so that's how we kind of generate the revenue for the donation.
Someone like me, a novice car viewer who is just awed by all the different cars, what would you say would be something to really, really look for?
Well, I think everybody has their own special interest. It might be a color or a certain year. Maybe it's something their parents had or they had or whatever. But I think one of the things to look for is certainly the cleanliness of the car. We like to see the cars displayed with their hoods up and to see how clean the engines are. So I think it's just the attention to detail, the cleanliness, how it's laid out. The kind of car, I think that's all personal preference of what you personally like.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what do you personally like? What are you looking forward to?
Basically, the things I just talked about, you know, of how well have they displayed it, have they taken the time to give the detail and to show it to the public so that it looks good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And I understand that you have quite a history with cars yourself.
Yeah.
You were the owner of Classic
I have.
Cars.
I've got a 57 Chevy Bel Air Tudor hardtop and then a 57 Chevy pickup. And so I've been showing those. The Bel Air I've had for about 20 years. The pickup just got completed. I've had that about a year. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I enjoy doing that.
And can we look forward to seeing those on the
absolutely.
show? Yes,
they'll be down there. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And you had said before the show there's some big challenges in putting on the show.
Well, I think the biggest one is the weather.
Okay.
And the weather, making sure that the sponsors are lined up, that we get to them in time, getting the awards. We have to go down there, obviously, before Saturday to get everything set up down there as far as roping off the parking areas, making sure that that's open and everything. So it's just a lot of attention to detail. We start usually in April to start planning for that August show, and then maybe meet a couple times a month, and it usually comes up pretty good.
Okay, so there's a lot of behind the scenes planning.
Yep.
And
and cross your fingers.
Okay. You brought an award.
Yes, this is an example of one of the top 30. Now, this is from last year. Okay. And so it just says top 30. It's got the Elks show and shine on there. And then at the end of the event, we kind of hand these out to all the participants that have won
all
those.
the participants.
Yep.
Okay, wonderful. Now I've got a kind of an off-the-wall question. My son was very excited when he told me. And I could ask a million more questions, but we are coming to an end here. And so I want to thank you so much for coming.
Okay.
And just to go over this, Elks Show or Shine Car Show, Saturday, August 4th, 9 a.m. to 2, rain or shine. And with the drought, I think we're going to have a lot of shine this year.
Okay.
So, and I wish you the best.
Thank you.
And I look forward to looking at the cars.
Okay. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
I'm Diane Wilson of Profinian Financial, the bank that helps you achieve your financial dreams. Profinian Financial is proud to be a supporter of the Owatonna Today show.
Hi, I'm Rick Smith, Golf Course Superintendent of the Brooktree Golf Course. Brooktree is an 18-hole championship golf course featuring well-manicured greens, tees, and fairways. We are open to the public. I challenge you to find a better maintained golf course for the money we charge here at Brooktree. Come on out and play Brooktree, a great golf course.
Hello, I'm Matthew Camp, the new plastic surgeon at Mayo Clinic Health System of Owatonna and Albert Lea. I trained in medical school at Wake Forest in North Carolina and completed plastic surgery training in Southern California at Loma Linda. Plastic surgeons provide a wide range of aesthetic and reconstructive surgery. We operate from head to toe. I look forward to meeting you.
Hi, I'm Brenda Bednar with Summit Mortgage, and I'm a proud supporter of the Owatonna Today show.
Hi, I'm Glenn Mager.
And I'm Tim Thomas of the Brick Mager Funeral Home, and we're proud to serve the Medford and Owatonna areas with cremation and traditional funeral services.
And we're proud to be a part of the Owatonna Today show.
It's Leanne on the go for the Owatonna Today show, and I have the pleasure this morning to be out at Cumberland's Northwest Trappers Supply. And I am with Jade, Jeremy, and Rusty Cumberland. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us on the Owatonna Today show.
Thanks for having us.
Okay, Rusty, we are going to start with you since you are the senior member of this family business, and tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm Rusty Cumberland, and I've been around this business for most of the years that it's been here, and I do a lot of work on the phone with customers, and I do some buying of the fur, and I also do a lot of work on catalog and advertising and so forth.
Okay, and this is a family business, and so Over here we have your son Jade. And
Yep.
Jade, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I've been back in the business here full time about 15 years now. I did some other things after school. I have a wife and 2 kids, and I guess like most family businesses, you do a little of everything, whatever needs to be done at the time, I guess. So.
Okay, all right. So you kind of just are active in all facets of
Exactly,
the
yeah.
business. Okay. And then we'll swing over here to your brother, Jeremy. And Jeremy, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I've been here full time about 20 years, somewhere in that neighborhood, and kind of like Jade, where, like you said, the family business, everybody's kind of involved in every part of it. So, yeah, whether it be shipping or buying fur or answering the phones, we kind of do it all.
Okay, great. All right, Rusty, we will come back to you. This family business has quite a long history, and tell our viewers about that. When did it start, who started it, and how has it grown over the years?
Well, my father, Russ Sr., started the business back in 1965, and some of those years I was gone, and he started the business and ran it, and then back in the early 70s I came back, and together we ran the business for many years and tried to grow it a little bit every year and tried to expand our product line, and it's just grown just a lot through the years.
Okay, and what prompted your father to actually start the business?
It was something he was always interested in. He was actually always, he always mentioned that he was the state of Minnesota's youngest fur buyer when he was 13. He had a fur buyer's license and bought over in Manorville, Minnesota.
Oh my gosh.
And so he did that for many years, and then after World War II he took up the fur buying again, and of course the trapping supply line is closely associated with it. People would come in and sell furs and then want to buy some product for their next ventures. So he began to stock some trapping supplies, and it just kind of took off from there.
Okay, so I would assume then that your father started out as trapping as a young lad.
Oh yes,
he became interested.
Yep. He was, you know, it was during some hard times, and he would trap gophers and get his penny a piece or whatever he got during that time, and gradually, you know, worked up to trapping mink and raccoon and so forth, and yep.
Okay, and I assume then in trapping the gophers it was more so to reduce the population.
Oh yeah, it was for farmers. Yep, it was for farmers who were trying to hay ground and take hay off ground, and so he would get rid of the gophers so that they could.
Okay, great. Well, Jade, I'm going to turn to you now. Tell us about the various facets of the business.
Okay, well, we have a few different areas. It's all trapping related. We don't do much with hunting or fishing or anything like that. We have everything for the people that trap, everything from the traps they need to the lures and attractants.
Now, what do you mean by a lure and an attractant?
You know, the bait is a lot of times comes in a jar. It's a lot of times the food the animals eat.
Okay, so you bait the traps then?
Exactly, yep.
Okay.
So you get the animal in the vicinity of your trap. So everything from that to the traps themselves, to the hip boots and waders you wear, to the rubber gloves, shovels, everything you need. That's our supply end of it. And then the other end locally here we buy fur. So after you catch the animals you can sell it to us.
Okay.
And our supply side is, you know, it's worldwide basically. We have a presence on the internet. We sell a lot of supplies overseas, and then to all 50 states. So that's, over the years, the supplies have grown to be the biggest part of our business. It's the fur buying is kind of maybe gone down a little bit for us, and we were more into the supply side of it. It's a little more, you know, a little more guaranteed, whereas the fur markets can go up and down a lot in a year, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, and then Jeremy, we'll come back over to you here. What types of fur pelts do you deal in? And I know we've got some examples behind you if you want to
Sure
turn
do.
around and show us what they are and tell us what they are.
Yeah, we pretty
and then
much.
maybe what their uses are to the end, the ultimate end purchaser.
Sure. Yeah, we deal in most of the animals that you see in the countryside through southern Minnesota. This, for example, is a skunk. Everybody recognizes those. The skunk are commonly used now as wall hangings. The nice white stripes on them.
Seriously?
Yeah, seriously. You know, in years past, they did use them for fur garments and things like that, but the vast majority nowadays are just wall hangers and novelty type items.
Okay.
We have here a badger. Badgers here in Minnesota are fairly common, not real common. The thing with badgers, their fur doesn't prime until late in the year, and the early season ones commonly do not have a lot of value.
Okay, so what do you mean by their fur doesn't prime?
As far as the thickness of the pelt, their fur stays short. They keep their summertime and fall coats late into the winter, and it's usually typically not until January that you find some really nice furred ones.
Okay.
Another common one that we buy is the red fox. These are commonly seen throughout, excuse me, southern Minnesota.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
This is another one here that's been a large issue in Minnesota and been in the news a lot.
Oh, I can tell you what that is.
Yeah, it's a timber wolf. Everybody's pretty keyed into that nowadays.
Right, and they have established some trapping regulations for them.
And a hunting season also
hunting
too.
season,
Yeah,
yes.
they've just recently come off the federal protected list, so they're another one that's been added to the fur bearer list.
Okay, we've
That
got
one
time
came-
for one more.
Okay, I'll do one more here. Everybody recognizes this guy by his tail.
Absolutely. And
yeah.
by the fact that he tips over your bird feeders in the middle of the night.
Yeah, and your garbage cans and things of that
Your
nature.
garbage cans. Okay, well this is really a very fascinating business that you have, and I know you're, tell us where you are located.
Well, we're located 2.5 miles north of Owatonna on North Cedar Avenue.
Okay, and a lot of you driving the back roads to Medford have driven by Cumberland's multiple times.
Right.
And so now you kind of have an idea about what it is that they do. So now we have a big event coming up in the city of Owatonna, and I guess Jade, you said you
Sure.
were the one elected to tell us about that.
Okay. Sure, yeah, it's a good honor for the city of Owatonna. The National Trappers Association is it's the organization for the trappers all over the country. They have a convention every year, and this year it's in Owatonna. It moves around. We've been to New York, Ohio. It moves around to different states, and so it was in Rochester about 15 years ago, and so now it's in Owatonna, and it's a really big deal.
It really is. Tell us how
Yeah.
many vendors there will be.
Well, there's going to be, probably a couple hundred vendors. There's I think about, both of the ice arenas at the Four Seasons will be filled, and I think several other buildings, and then a lot of people, the roads going through the fairgrounds will be lined with people that sell merchandise out of their vehicles, and yeah, a little city will spring up basically overnight on the fairgrounds. People come and camp for the whole 4 days, and yeah.
Wow. And give us the dates of the National Trappers Convention.
Yeah, it starts on Thursday, August 2nd, and it goes Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then Sunday until noon.
Okay, so that's coming up pretty quickly here
Yep.
for you. And this is open to the public, is it not?
It is. There is a gate fee to get in, but it's a fairly small fee, and it gets you in for all the days. So.
Okay, and there are things, looking at this information I have, trapping demonstrations, raffles, silent auction, kids activities, a dance, awards banquet, day trips, and much, much more. So really, if any of you viewers have been interested in what happens in the trapping business kind of thing, so come on down to the Steele County Fairgrounds and take a look, see what the vendors have to offer, see what the demonstrations are. It really is a very fascinating business. And gentlemen, we are just about out of time. So one more time, Rusty, tell us where you're located and give us your phone number.
Oh, we're located 2.5 miles north of Owatonna on North Cedar Avenue, and our phone number is 451-7607.
All right, thank you. So, and you are open 6 days a week?
We're open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, and then Saturday, 8 to 12, and then we have expanded hours in the fall. We're open longer on Saturday.
Okay, because that's when the trapping season gets
Right.
in full swing. All
Yeah.
right, and you welcome people just to stop in and see what you have to offer.
Oh, absolutely.
All right.
Yep.
Gentlemen, thank you so much. I really appreciate you consenting to come on the Owatonna Today show, and we look forward to having a very successful National Trappers Convention in Owatonna.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Mike.
And I'm Jake with Napa Auto Parts.
Napa has the know-how for all your automotive needs.
Napa is a proud supporter of the Owatonna Today show.
It's a beautiful night. What are you guys going to be doing tonight?
Well, I'd figure Jess and I are going to hang out for a little while. We're going to head down maybe to Mineral Springs and go frisbee golfing. And then I'd figured we grab a bite to eat and then go hit the late show at the movie theater.
Sounds like fun.
Yeah, figured I'd be back around 11:30.
Okay. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people.
Mom would freak if she ever knew that I was really going down to the park to drink with some guys and smoke some weed. And then after that, we're going to Jess's house to party with some more guys. Oh my goodness, she's going to freak if she ever finds out. But it won't matter. She won't find out. We're going to have a blast.
So who are you going to meet down at Mineral Springs?
Well, Jess and I are going to go down together, and then maybe we'll meet up with the guys.
Which guys?
Alex and Jacob.
That's Alex Johnson and Jacob
Smith.
Okay, I'm not sure that I've met Jacob Smith yet. His parents are who?
Marcy and Dan Smith.
Okay. And I thought that Alex was grounded.
Well, I think that he just got his...
Hi, I'm Jan Hansen, and I am at A+ So and Back, the fun place to be. We are proud supporters of the Owatonna Today Show.
Good morning, I'm Mary McCartney with the Owatonna Today Show. Welcome back. Now it's time for community announcements. We have a number of wonderful events coming up. St. Paul's Lutheran Church in Meriden is having their annual ice cream social on Sunday, August 5th from 4 to 7. Great menu with, of course, ice cream, Steve's Meats, pork burgers, homemade barbecues, hot dogs, and a lot of homemade pies, silent auction, and quilts. Also, the National Trappers Convention and Sports Show being held in Owatonna, Minnesota, July 30th through August 5th. That will be at the Steele County Free Fair. Festival of the Arts, hard to believe that's already coming up, but the 22nd Annual Festival of the Arts benefiting the Advocates for Developmental Disabilities is in full swing. Trees are currently on sale to businesses, service groups, and individuals. And call the ADD office at 451-9769. Or email at addsteele@hotmail.com. Again, the Minnesota Night to Unite, which has been very, very popular in Minnesota, in Owatonna, Tuesday, August 7th. Join your neighbors, Night to Unite. Riverbend Nature Center, Arts and Crafts, afternoon, Saturday, August 11th at 1 o'clock. And finally, coming up once again from the Owatonna Arts Center, a gourmet dinner party at the Owatonna Arts Center. Contact the Owatonna Arts Center concerning details at 451-0533. That is going to be in November. Thank you very much, and good being here as a hostess, and I will see you next time.